Hey, good morning, team. So I'm going to continue on with this series on finding your why. Last time I talked about the reason your why is so important, that drive that makes us move when we don't want to move. What's that inner, deeper drive? And this week or this time, I'm going to talk about, I think, the powerful tool that makes the why stay aligned with your daily activities. And that tool is having an anchor question. Your anchor question ties your daily decisions back to your why. It's simple, yet really hard to really take in account if something that you're about ready to do is aligned with your goals. If we're starting to do something not aligned with our goals, what question do we have that's going to take us back to our why? Let's go deeper, and I'm going to kind of explore this and give you some examples of what I'm talking about. So first, let's go with real estate. Let's say your goal is to expand your sphere of influence and grow the people that know you, like you, and trust you. Well, let's say it's a networking event. Well, that networking event aligns with your goals. You just simply ask, does this align with my goals? Yes, you would go to the networking event. It's one of those things you got to think about. When you make excuses about why you can't go, you're not tying that to your anchor question. You could go with real estate, prospecting, having appointments, and picking up the phone call to call somebody that you don't know, but you're making an excuse in your head. You get a lead, you should call them. But you got to ask yourself, will this action help my goals? If you can say yes to that 100%, then let's do the action that's anchored and tied to your goal. Often it's not that easy. Deep, embarrassing things that we don't talk about, like I talked before in the other session, we have to be real with ourselves. It, it could be from your health, from your finances, whatever that looks like, but you have to have an anchor question that's going to really take your daily decisions and align it with that, right? If you're sitting here thinking, hey, I can't provide for my family, and your anchor question is going to be a little bit different, is me sitting on this couch, or me watching this TV, or me scrolling through the social media is going to help my family when I'm unable to provide for my family or get what I need to for my daughter, or whatever case may be. When you start asking yourself that question, the anchor questions, and say, okay, what is this doing? What am I doing right now that's going to get me out of this situation where I can't provide for my family? Those anchor questions we don't talk about, but I want to mention them because those are the deep, dark, embarrassing anchor questions that's going to really make you move when you don't want to move. Be real, be truthful. Don't lie to yourself. You're asking yourself, talking to yourself. When we think about what anchors our why to our daily decisions, it's not always great. It's not always fun. It's not always that thing that's going to be like, oh, I just want to tell everybody I'm going to do this. And this is why I'm going to do it. It don't work like that, right? It's probably most likely something dark and deep you don't want nobody to know, and why you're doing things. When you can find that and ask yourself daily, it will get you to move when you don't want to move. Always got to remind yourself of that daily anchor question when things come up that's going to take you away from your goal. I'm going to challenge each of you to find your anchor questions for health, fitness, finances, real estate, for spiritually, for your family, for your relationships, for all things, that you're trying to do. And write them down someplace where you can get to it, where you can see it, where you can be reminded at during the day, on your phone, someplace. Have it someplace where you can constantly get to it and see it. When things are not aligned with your goals, pull out your questions. Like, hey, does this really align with what I'm trying to do? And you're going to find it's going to be very powerful to get you in the direction that you want to go, or take you away from the things that you don't want to be involved in. If it doesn't align, you probably want to make sure that you reminded about that on a daily basis. That's how things happen. That compound effect, we're going to go in that whole space. Small, tiny decisions compounded over time. If they're good, things start to happen really good. small decisions that are bad compounded over time, things start to happen bad. You want to get that anchor question. That anchor question is going to tie you to the act that you want to do. All right. So thank you for listening to my rant, but I am excited to see what anchor questions you have. I will share mine. I hope you have a productive week. Tune in next time. We're still going to be cracking open your why.